open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you. Feel alive. Make it last forever. Stop in time. Yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you. So
I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh, life's calling, but it's hard because I'm falling. I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh, life's calling, but it's hard because I'm falling. Falling, 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 Started to fall, and where were you? How could I know you were falling too? Grabbing the wind, cutting my skin, but it's hard because I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh,
feeling lonely, and I wanna admit it's time to end the ride. Fading it too slowly, were those gonna lift me up this time? You were the only one who got me tripping up inside. All the words you told me, am I reading something different from your eyes? See you for a moment, even hope that I can feel you. I see you, all that I wanted was to tell you that I need you. I see you for a moment, even hope that I can feel you. I see you, all that I wanted was to tell you that I need you. Now I'm finally right here with you. Now I'm finally right here with you. Your voice is getting nearer, heart is pumping, thoughts are running wild. We got a good thing going, why we gotta feel amplified. Stay till the morning, countless hours spending by your side. You look at me, I'm soaring, seeing all the truth behind your eyes. See you for a moment, even hope that I can feel you. I see you, all that I wanted was to tell you that I need you. I see you for a moment, even hope that I can feel you. I see you, all that I wanted was to tell you that I need you. Now I'm finally right here with you. Now I'm finally right here with you. Your voice is getting nearer, heart is pumping, thoughts are running wild. We got a good thing going, why we gotta feel amplified. Stay till the morning, countless hours spending by your side. You look at me, I'm soaring, seeing all the truth behind your eyes. say that I disappeared? Can you say that I wasn't there for you when you went into hiding on the front steps of your porch? Then I reflected on the memories, but I put out that torch. Hey! But I put out that torch. But I put out that torch. Can you say that I disappeared? Can you say that I wasn't there for you?
so fast, all tied up like a captive. I want you. Used to pay my mind like standing on rainbows, playing it cool. I haven't felt this in ages, and I've no patience. So won't you please stay a bit longer? You're making me stronger, making me stronger. Stay a bit longer. You're making me stronger, making me
Hello, everybody. We apologize for the delay. We were waiting for some players, but we are finally here, ready to get into our gauntlet game of VBU Academy and Pendulum Gaming. I think we're all good to go. Teams should be starting the pro draft coming up here, but tonight it is me, Thousand Eyes, joined on the desk by Kuda. How you doing?
Oh, it's been a half hour that we've been waiting.
It's been a half hour for you.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah. Should be hopefully an interesting series. Valor Bulls United Academy and Pendulum Gaming. Should be a fun and interesting series. They are making sure everybody has the spectate link for Pro Draft right now.
Yeah, so do want to apologize. This is going to be scuffed. Just heads up, everybody. Neither of us are super familiar with the IBS League, so expect very little knowledge of players themselves, but we'll work with it.
Yeah, I've got a couple of op.gg's up, and that's about it. That's
what you love to see. Just running the OPGGs.
Yep, that's. Hey man, it works for scouting for my actual games. And my team is 7-0, so
Why not just humble brag? Goodness.
Yeah.
Anyway, as we get into it, we're seeing the Ari ban, the Zaya ban, MF and Mordekaiser, and Urgot all off the table right now.
Thankfully, they are flying through this pro draft.
Yeah.
And the obligation.
Less obligated now. He did get a nerf. I don't think it's a super sizable nerf, but
it did absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it was a pretty slight nerf on him.
And let's see if Valor Bulls Academy picks up the set also. Super strong.
They're hovering the Camille. That is not a champion that I have seen lately, but it's what we're gonna see today.
Let's see. Let me pull. Let's see if Mad Jack is gonna be top lane. Mordekaiser main. Let's
yeah.
see.
So that makes sense.
Do a little bit of insight.
We've seen the ban on the Mordekaiser, and the Ornn is obviously obscenely strong.
He's played a little bit of the Camille, so trying to flex the Camille pick.
Yeah, I do like this Swain pick because there's a lot of different areas that this could go. You could see it in the top lane, the mid lane, or even support.
You can legitimately play Swain in 4 of 5 roles right now.
Yeah, especially if you want to go the fasting Senna.
Well, let's see if there's the Dream Droid shout out with the carry Swain bot lane.
Yeah, I do like this, picking up the Swain and then going for the Rek'Sai. The one role that we know Swain will not be in. So now there's just so many opportunities. Picking anything here is going to be just like, okay, well, Swain could go into my lane.
Yeah, and Kane picked up by the Valor Bulls United Academy jungler, and I do believe he is a Kane main. So
the Thresh coming out. Garen instantly locked in. So takes one. Actually, no, that could be Garen jungle. That's a thing. That's a thing now.
But where would the? I mean.
Oh, that's true.
Right,
No, yeah. You're right. You're right.
I'm
I'm seeing Garen and I'm like, my brain is like, remember, possible jungle pick now.
Garen Yumi? Question mark.
Garen Yumi? No. They've at least removed that.
People can still try. This is Iron, Bronze, Silver.
And I do believe our lobby timed out. Fun times.
Oh no!
Oh, you love to see it. Anyway, we're still going through picks and bans.
Here, I will get lobby remade.
In the meantime, I'll continue on. We got Jinx and Caitlyn taken out, as well as Morgana and Diana. And then Veigar being picked up here. So this still, we do not know what their bottom lane is. We do know that a weird support or bot laner is going to be what is on the table here. But not entirely sure where.
Everyone will have to reset their clients. That bug is still a thing.
I see. So I will take care of that at the moment.
So everybody, if you're watching this stream and you're playing in this game, reset your client. You will not be able to get into the lobby.
Oh boy, we're gonna be running an interesting game. We have Janna.
I don't have that pro.
It's
no.
the Janna top lane, baby.
Camille mid lane. Camille Thresh bottom lane.
Camille, I don't even know anymore. It's gonna be interesting. This is gonna be a time. And Syndra. So there is very little in terms of consistent damage on VBU's team. But whoo boy. I have to say the same for Pendulum though as well. We're not seeing any consistent damage output from that team. It's all just burst damage. There's the Tristana. So now the question of the day really is I'm assuming this is going to be a Veigar support.
Let me take a gander at this. I was busy getting.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Let's see. What the fuck is this game?
Hey now. Now we are mostly going to be seeing a lot of just pick potential from Pendulum, it seems like, and VBU is just a lot of champions that have been selected. VBU seem like they've got some pretty good pick potential themselves, but yeah, if they get into a long drawn out fight, we are going to be seeing VBU just get wiped by this Tristana.
Oh yeah, the combination of Swain, Garen, and Tristana should kind of just run over a fight if they're allowed to just stick.
Not just that, but we also have the Vigar cage, really, which will do a lot of good to help keep Tristana away from the Kane and the Camille.
Yeah, it'll be very hard for the Kane and Camille combination to get onto the backline, and even then, Swain does not fall very easy. And Tristana has a bunch of self-peel, very hard to catch a Tristana. And
It is worth mentioning that it does take time to make that jump go off, but you have the instant, stun and from the Camille and the Syndra, like if that comes from Fog of War, there's almost going to be no way for Tristana to be able to get that jump off in time.
Yeah, it is. Tristana is one of probably the most forgiving champion in the game at that, though.
Mm-hmm.
Getting that rocket jump buffered the second you see a ball flying at your face. Am I expecting too much out of these guys? Considering
quite possibly.
This is Iron, Bronze, Silver.
Yeah, I'm always like, that's why I'm like, these drafts aren't terribly great in my opinion, but I'd rather see somebody on a champion they're comfortable on than a champion that they're just not super great at, but they're trying to do it for the composition.
Yeah, especially the lower elo you go, the better bet you have of just playing comfort over power picks. The exception right now probably being Ornn, even post nerf. Probably better to just play Ornn, even if you're not that great at him.
Alright, I do believe we are good to go. Janna was supposed to be Sivir. Okay.
Okay.
So that is not a Janna, that is a Sivir. So that makes a lot more sense than the Janna pickup.
Gotcha. Alright, that's okay.
You love to see it.
This is a normal composition out of VBU.
Yeah, this is a lot more average now, so...
That is a very split push 1-3-1 style comp out of VBU, then, especially if this ends up being something like a blue cane.
Sharpening my feathers.
Yeah, I'm looking at that team, if I can pull it back up now. That is probably going...
He should go red.
He should go red. Absolutely. But it's not going to be the easiest thing to get the red orbs. So either you're going to have to wait to get the red or focus top lane. That's going to be your only ability to get that red cane off.
Granted, at the Camille versus Garen matchup, Camille cannot fall behind, or Garen will literally murder you repeatedly.
That's just every Garen matchup.
I mean, it's even worse with Camille because Camille has 0 fallback patterns.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just sit back.
If you fall behind on Camille, you're just donezo.
Yeah, Garen nowadays is on it. He's up there with Ornn as far as how OP he is right now. Garen is pretty ridiculous. I don't even know. Riot made Garen just stupidly dumb, especially at low elo. Even worse than what he already was.
Oh, I do have to update that title. You are correct.
But the side of Pendulum Gaming definitely outscales VBU. VBU at least has the Sivir for very, very good wave clear, and the Thresh for the peel. That will be a 3-man squad of Syndra, Sivir, and Thresh that you will never be able to really jump on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just with the Camille, the Kayn, the Syndra, like, that's so much ability to just instantly start fights. So, like, especially, like, when you throw in the Thresh on top of that, like, there's a lot of pick potential on this team. Sivir can then speed boost to follow up on any kind of a pick, and that is actually Swain support. So that is going to be a Veigar mid lane Swain support.
Yeah, Swain, I do think, is a really strong support, especially into Thresh, oddly enough, because Thresh's auto attack. Thresh is technically a ranged support, and Swain does really well into the supports that can't just stay in the middle of the minion wave and kind of dodge out on the never move.
Yeah. I'm actually wondering, the E does not do damage on the way out, correct?
It does.
It does.
Do it.
Now, does
Yeah.
Sivir Spell Shield block the damage on the way out?
Depending on when you spell shield.
So if you're not careful about it, you can still get hit by the root.
If you're positioned at a very specific range and you spell shield too early, yes.
Okay.
You can spell shield it if you are like say your max range of Swain never move, and you spell shield, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I believe, unless I'm really, really wrong about that.
Interactions like that are always weird. Sivir Spell Shield has some weirdness in terms of like how it really interacts with the other abilities in the game, especially damage over time or an ability that's delayed. So sometimes it blocks things that you don't think it will, and sometimes it does the opposite. It's always hard to keep track of.
Yeah, like especially a lot of the newer abilities in the game, I believe, like Senna, the Senna root has very weird interactions with the spell shield.
Yeah, I think that's partially because it doesn't do damage on the root.
Yeah, it's weird.
But like Zillion Bombs, like those are one of those that you can spell shield the actual damage portion and it works, but I know there's some abilities that don't work in that way. Anyway, we're getting way too deep into Sivir spell shielding.
Yeah.
So,
this is iron, bronze, and silver. It's gonna be interesting. I'm waiting to see who pops off, because there will be somebody, and I can probably put money that it's gonna be Garen, just because it's Garen, and he's probably the most busted champion in this game.
it's just Garen being Garen.
Garen being Garen. Camille's gonna have a very hard time in that matchup. Rek'Sai should be able to get invades onto Kayn. Rek'Sai is very, very early game based. Kayn, known for having a very weak early stages of the game before he gets his form.
But ironically, does have to play somewhat aggressively in order to get that transform.
Yes.
So it is the balance of being like, okay, I'm weak, but I still have to gank.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Syndra and Veigar should be able to play around the Syndra's stun range. I'm a little sad we don't see summoner spells. At least I don't see summoner spells.
Yeah, I do not either. So
see which if either of them take cleanse could come in very clutch on either side of that matchup.
Yeah. I think that's really going to be the key there, is just jungle pressure along with who hits the crowd control.
Yep. And Sivir, Tristana, that matchup I do believe is Sivir favored, because Tristana kind of has a hard time jumping onto the spell shield of Sivir. And the Thresh for Swain is another skill, probably a skill matchup. Whoever can kind of hit their CC will win.
Just hit CC. It's that easy. It's that easy, guys. You want to win ranked games? Hit your CC.
And loading into the game, we can look at summoner spells and your keystones. You do see Conquer coming out of Kane, so we do expect Red Kane. As well as Swain running Grasp with as well as Exhaust, probably to exhaust the Camille later in the later stages of the game when she dives in.
Yeah, as we are seeing actually Conqueror come through on the Kane.
Yeah. And Vigar choosing to run Glacial Augment, so he will be going the Spooky Ghost build. I personally am not a fan of that build.
I love that build.
I am a big fan of one-shotting people.
You can still one-shot people with that build, absolutely.
I like Luden's Death Cap. It's just personal preference. I don't know. I don't like spooky ghosts because they're spooky. But
understandable. We are in game now, though, and as we are going through, we are seeing VBU Valor Bulls United Academy on the blue side with Mad Jack 20 in the top lane on Camille, Kane in the jungle from Santa Dylan 98, Deedra's Art in the mid lane on Syndra, and Sivir and Thresh bot lane coming from Wednesday Yo and Maximum.
And on the red side, we have Pendulum Gaming. We have PLG Complex piloting the Garen in the top lane. Jinting playing the Rek'Sai in the jungle. Ace Cakes on the Vigar. Cryv and Just Kiwi piloting the Tristana, and Swain in the bot lane. This Kane does look like he is going to start his red buff.
Which is interesting, considering Kane is one of the few that can take advantage of the Raptor start, but Buff Gromp is kind of a really powerful starting jungle path. So I guess that is what we're going to be seeing.
Yeah, just Kane kind of struggles with those single target camps early on in the game.
Yeah.
Especially considering he did start with the Hunter's Talisman as opposed to the Hunter's Machete. But he did get a stronger leash. He is done with his camp much sooner. It does
He's actually going
like
Krugs, which makes sense, but that will take a bit longer.
Yeah, he will probably go with the full clear on the Kane. We'll see. It does look like Valor Bull's bot lane is going to try and get the early shove for the level 2.
Yeah, and that is one thing that you do see Tristana's always kind of, or AD carries against Sivir in general at least, struggle with, is the ability to push out the lane early on. As we do see a hook come through from Maximum, they got the level 2 advantage, and that's going to be a lot of damage coming down on Kiwi. We're not much coming back onto Wednesday there.
Yeah, that is both potions getting taken off of Kiwi, and Kiwi is not running biscuits, so that will be all that he has for this lane phase.
Yeah, interestingly, running the Grasp there. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of the Grasp used on the Swain.
He's trying to essentially just get even more HP on top of what his passive is going to give. And that's what I was saying about Sivir being a really good matchup into Tristana. Tristana tries to jump on you for the slow, or even just throw a bomb on your head. You just hit your spell shield, and it's pretty telegraphed and easy.
Yeah, that will stop at least the Tristana engage there, but you do have to worry about using that at the wrong time and leaving yourself open for the root to come through. As we are going to see some vision going down. Junglers both on the top side there as Scuttle goes over to Jinting.
And we are seeing a bit of a CS lead opening up in the mid lane already. Deedra's Art on the Syndra getting a bit more a bit better farm early on.
Yeah, we did get a glimpse early on about the CC hitting onto the center there. Deidre's getting the early advantage in that lane.
Yeah. Deidre's getting the very early back off, picking up a second Doran's ring.
A little bit of miscommunication there, it seems like, as Lantern went out, but Santa Dylan just focusing on this Scuttle Crab.
First.
And it does go over to Santa Dylan, but he's taking a lot of damage in return. Has the heal from going in the wall, but will not be able to get away. But Syndra's here, gets the stun. Thresh getting the Mad Life hook down onto the Rek'Sai. Jinting going down from the big brain plays on Maximum.
Wow. That I was about to criticize Maximum for that, and then Jinting flashed.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was about to do the same, and that just turned out to be a much better play than it looked like at the start there.
A very good collapse from Valor pulls to... okay. We didn't see that.
Now the spell shield comes down from the Sivir there, gonna get the bomb blocked, and now here comes Santa Dylan trying to get some damage down. There is no jump to get out from Cry-V, as he's going to have to burn both the heal and the flash there just to get out there. So a little bit of over-engaged and a little overzealous, as we do see a gank coming in the mid lane. Cage comes down just to keep Deidre's art in place. Gonna blow the flash as well. So both junglers getting some summoners out from their ganks, but no kills.
Yeah, the only summoner spell still up for Valor Bull's bot lane is Maximum's flash. So we'll see how much
you got the comeback here as the cage goes down. Deidre's art gonna be dying here more than likely as the smite comes through. Gonna confirm the kill onto Jinting, but the dragon is going down for Santa Dylan, and now PLG have to sacrifice that dragon to Valor Bulls.
And Deidre's art does have teleport to come right back to mid lane after at death. We'll see what kind of buy he is able to get off. It does look like it'll be a blasting wand plus a sapphire crystal.
He's keeping on the minions though, so Ace Cake's not having enough mana to make really any use of that.
Teacher's art, I'm fairly certain, could have just killed Ace Cakes right there. Ace Cakes had
with
no
the ultimate.
mana left.
Ultimate was up.
And he is already up 20 CS over Ace Cakes. Ooh, looking at that jungle too. Also 20 CS up for Santa Dylan.
Yeah, and that's why you see, despite the 1-to-1 kill lead, we are seeing a over 1,000 gold advantage already, just 7.5 minutes into the game for Valor Bulls.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of advantages that can lead to. Having that little bit of extra gold in your pocket can make a big difference this early in the game.
And Maximum moving forward there, but not going to get anything done. But Kiwi does tank a lot of damage there from the Boomerang Blade.
And Maximum having the Moby Boots rush, the nerfed Moby Boots rush, should have just walked up, played Kiwi, and that would have been an easy hook.
The hook's down, so it's going to be the engage from Cry-V as Jinting gets executed there. Cry-V does not have anywhere near the amount of damage needed to take down Wednesday, and that's going to be a kill going over to Wednesday. Boomerang Blade gonna nip the Swain, but not enough to take him down.
Yeah, Wednesday having really good timing with the spell shield, blocking actually Cry-V's bomb. So he was not able to get the big explosion, the big chunk damage, and the jump reset.
Now, missed stun from Camille, but we'll just back off, so nothing major. Kane is around, though, wants to go for the gang, because Mad Jack going to be taking a lot of damage here. PLG Complex getting out there. The Kane burning the ult, but I don't know if he's going to have enough to take down the Garen. The Garen very low, but not enough to go down yet, and they cannot dive him.
Mad Jack, that was a pretty easy Hextech ultimatum right there.
Yeah, no ultimatum used, and also with the stun missing, that just turned into a loss of a kill there, and they're still going to get the damage on the tower, but Complex has the passive. They're going to go for the dive now, though. Ultimate comes through, and now Camille is tanking the tower there. She's going to go down as well. Complex survives the tower dive and takes 2 down with him.
Garen OP. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, bit of a mistimed dive there. Seemed like they wanted to go for something that they just weren't able to do after missing the opportunity earlier. And now, Garen, in what was looking to be just a simple lane there, they make the call and end up giving him a bunch of extra gold in the pocket.
Yeah, that's gonna probably spell the end of Mad Jack. I mean, it's still kind of early, but you can't fall behind as a Camille, especially to a Garen. Garen is such a big stat check champion that once you're behind in gold, he kind of just spins to win on your face.
Now we're looking at Rek'Sai coming down bot side. Wednesday popping the ult there, wants to get out, and now the great stun there. The root coming through from the Swain. The ultimate popped as well, but they got back under the tower. Now Swain gets hooked there, and I don't know if they want to take that fight. He's still healing up a lot there, and he's just going to back off. It's going to be the disengage.
Yeah, good disengage from VBU's bot lane. Again, good spell shield usage. He did get rooted after, but
there just wasn't enough follow-up.
Yeah. They were able to save both Jinting's and Krevi's ultimates, so they will have those later on.
Krevi getting hit by the hook there, flayed back, and the ignite comes through. Flash heal, flash blown as well. Krevi should just barely survive there, and Kiwi's gonna block to make sure the hook comes through. Jinting gonna get spotted out as he's coming down, but they do not want to re-engage on that fight, and so Rek'Sai will just back off. Meanwhile, Ace Cake's in the mid lane. He's close to his tower, but not close enough. He's gonna blow the E to get the stun down, but I don't think that's gonna be enough. Mad Jack gonna barely get out there, as there is the tower dive that you were looking for last time.
Yeah, well executed. The Syndra able to get the stun underneath the tower for the easy follow-up from Mad Jack. And that should be mid-tower going down.
Yeah, a little early on the Herald use there, but will get the tower. And don't believe it will get another... Yeah, will not get another charge down there. So, gotta be a little bit more patient with that use, but still getting the first tower, getting all the plates down, and getting the Syndra ahead is going to allow the Camille to just be a little bit more utilitarian if they have the damage coming there.
Yep. Mad Jack trying to play around the timings of Garen's abilities. You do not want to engage on him when he's got his silence especially up, because he can really ruin your day.
As we do see there, the dragon is being taken now by Santadilla, and will confirm that over, and the hook comes through onto the Swain. Maybe not the right person there, and Maximum needs help, but he has nobody that could get to him. Deidre's has to flash out, but the Garen is coming through. The silence down, spinning, getting the ultimate down. Judgment has been rained, and now Wednesday able to get a lot of people low, but not able to confirm anything. Gets the spell shield on the Swain W, but is stuck in the cage and has no way of getting out. That is going to be a Sivir going down. That is 2 dead for the dragon.
Yeah, both carries falling in that fight, kind of mispositioning and not able to get themselves out of kind of a sticky situation. Ace Cake's able to get a plate for himself that'll help with him being down 30 CS in this lane.
Yeah, Magic getting a lot of free damage on this turret. Should be able to get another plate there, yeah. Does need to back out.
Complex used his TP for that play, cutting off the Syndra, not allowing her to retreat. Magic not having teleport himself, using his teleport just before that play happened to get back up the top lane.
And right now, I think the big thing is just watching this mid lane, because Deidre's has the ability to roam. There's so much control in that mid lane there. Hook comes through, gonna get some damage on, but too deep under tower to really confirm anything. Now that blue buff is gonna be taken over. Santa Dylan gonna be taking that for himself, as Garen, maybe in a bit of a sticky situation, is just gonna back away. Good hook again coming through from Maximum. So that is going to just be a Swain going down. Doesn't have the ultimate or anything to keep himself alive. And that is where you see the early Swain before he gets all those stacks down. He does not have the tankiness to survive those kinds of picks.
Yeah, not having something like a electrocute to try and scare away Maximum. Because Thresh is also kind of a squishier support early on in the game, but not able to get the burst down to kind of deter Maximum from playing as aggressive as he has. We are starting to see the first items for a lot of these champions coming through. We do see the Trinity Force complete for Complex.
Now, I do believe we see the Kayn transform coming through. Gonna take a look there. It looks like he should be getting it soon, but doesn't have it yet. Now, the tower goes down, but they may have stayed too long. Maximum flays to keep people away. There's a lot of damage coming through. Wednesday's flashing in to take out the Tristana. Maximum gets the kill, but Wednesday now gonna be left on his own. Maximum has friends coming there. Gonna be stuck in the cage as the flash comes through from Jintig to keep himself alive. And now Deidre's does get the confirmed kill onto... Or actually, does not actually get the confirmed kill. That was the kill for Maximum there. Just missing the stun there on Ace Cakes. So overall, a win for PLG, getting the Sivir and the Thresh as Magic goes in. Has help there, but may have taken a bit too much there as the ultimate comes through. Does not get the kill on Camille. She's incredibly low, but just gonna play Ring Around the Rosie with the with the alcove, and now Kayn trying to take him down, but Kayn does not have the damage as of right now. Gonna be getting the Q down, and the Q will allow... No, Santa Dylan, no! Burns
yes,
the flash.
Santa Dylan, yes!
He goes right in, burns the flash, takes down the Garen, and that should be the tower going down as well.
You'll love to see the aggressiveness at this elo. Oh no, Kiwi.
Oh no! Wait, Maximum was not prepared for the stun to come through. But that is still going to be Kiwi going down. Tower does go down on top side, and the Camille and the Kayn both get out.
Oh boy. This isn't as much of a fiesta as I was expecting.
Is it bad to say that this was less of a fiesta than I expected?
Yeah, this isn't. Normally, I'm used to when I cast these games. They're interesting. It does seem, other than that top lane turret dive early in the game that gave Garen his first kill, it's been kind of smart macro from both sides.
Well, we also had Cry V jump again.
Yeah, that was.
That one was about what I expected.
We'll ignore that part.
Anyway, we're seeing the Mountain Dragon, VBU getting their third dragon here because there is nobody to stop them from getting it. They are on sole point, and getting a Mountain Dragon away from that Garen would be absolutely lovely.
Yeah, and we do see Kayn has transformed. He is Red Kayn right now. He has gone Rost. So
yeah, Rost is Blue Kayn in this form.
Yeah,
it confuses me.
It confuses a lot of people. ahem Riot Clarity. It does look like PLG did kind of trade for the Rift Herald.
Rek'Sai wants to go in on this, gets the knock up onto 2 there, but the cage coming through. Jinting very low, has to ult just to keep himself alive, and Garen is trying to go in there. The big boy on the team wants to dive into the back line. They're going to get onto Santadil, he's going to go down. Rek'Sai barely getting out. Complex going real deep in there, but I don't think he's going to be able to get anything. Maximum takes the Vygar ult to the face, will go down. Kryvy wants to dive in on this, has the kill, jumps, and then trips over himself, it seems like, as he just misses the jump to get out. Will use the Tristana ult there, but not to the best of the ability, and it looks like Kryvy's just going to be running for... trying to buy time.
Yeah, it does look like his team's going to try and get a reset off. Is he going to go for the execute?
Yeah, he's going to go for the execute.
No, he's not.
Nope, he was greedy.
Yeah. That was almost actually really clean. If he had played that clean, that could have been. It could have been. Like, it could have, should have, would have.
That was almost a good play if you had played it good.
Yes.
Like, if you had not done the parts where you screwed up, perfect.
Yeah. So, after that fight, did look really good for PLG. They did start to overextend though. They did overextend though in the fight after they had won it. Kind of gave a little bit of gold back.
Yeah, and that's what I kind of expect here. Just lots of fights that go on a lot longer than they really should. So we do see another blue buff going on to Santadil, wants to take them for himself. And honestly, he's pretty big. Right? Like,
yeah.
Like the farm advantage here is pretty solid.
Yeah, definitely. And nowadays, it's hard to donate over buffs if you want to stay relevant in games. So there's so much XP of your jungle wrapped up in those camps nowadays.
You see Jinting going in, doesn't burrow too early.
That should have been a dead Rek'Sai right there.
Yeah. Yeah, just QE, and there goes half of Jinting's health. And that's where you see, oh, here comes the hook now, and that will be a dead Jinting. As the ult comes through from Syndra, but now, are they going to lose anything in return? No, they are not, because here comes Kayn, tries to get the knockup, but the stun will hit onto Ace Cakes, and that's going to be a double kill onto Deedra's art. Now the Swain with the ulti, will it be enough to survive? Does have to flash away, both the flash and the exhaust burn now. And VBU just running away with these fights now.
Yeah, when they're able to get fights on their own terms, these fights are not even close.
And it just always seems like PLG is just a little bit too far forward, or trying to take a fight that they really shouldn't be. Or the wrong person is engaging. There's always just one little misstep that VBU is just completely pouncing on.
Yeah. It's hard to see, but it happens. And then Deidre has been playing really well on the Syndra, getting those long-range stuns on the carries of PLG.
Yeah, and quietly, Mad Jack's actually kind of been coming back in this game. Does burn the caster curse.
Yeah, that should be it. Yeah,
that's a caster curse. Yeah,
that was. I firmly blame you, Thousand Eyes. You never say somebody is doing well. That's just a rule right there, and that should be Dragon headed over for PLG. They really need this. They cannot afford to give an early Mountain Soul over to the side of EBU. And they're just going to give it, they're going to shove down mid-wave, try and trade for that mid-tower.
Yeah, and this is honestly like one of those things of, oh, here comes the hook coming through on Ace Cakes, and there's the death. Yeah, Maximum able to take that up pretty effectively here. Honestly, though, like, this is the price you pay for giving up all those early dragons. You're gonna lose that mid lane turret when you finally do get the opportunity on one. It's Krivy also getting hooked by Maximum, and it's just easy pickings now for Maximum as he's getting all of these hooks and allowing them to just shove through this lane and take an inhib for the first dragon.
Yeah, Mad Jack also already top lane. He teleported up to that turret to start the shove. And I think they're going to go for another inhib turret.
Another hook coming through, but that is not one they want to continue on. Mad Jack just using the hook shot to get out. Kiwi trying to blow the ult just to keep people away, but he's just got to be scared for himself at this point.
Yeah, that is a squishy Swain. He rushed himself a Leandry's Torment. So that Swain is is a squishy boy, and will kind of die to just about anyone on VBU's side.
Yeah, and right now it seems like it's just going to be the reset. Actually, no, Jinting is in the mid lane and needs to run, and Krivy is in the mid lane and needs to run. Gets the rocket jump though. We'll get out.
Is Jinting inting? We'll never know.
Yeah. So one thing I do want to talk about a little bit here is, so the inhibitor is down, but really VBU needs to make something happen with this, because if they don't take advantage of the pressure, as we see them doing here with the Baron, you are just funneling minions into the enemy base that they can farm for free.
Yeah. And I don't think anyone from PLG really knows what's happening.
I think even if they do, there's not a whole lot they can do.
Yeah, free Baron.
Yeah, but I mean, there really isn't anything that they have that they can do at this point. They're just way too far behind, and they had no ability to really walk in past their red buff. All the vision there was on the red buff. If they walked into that, they could have been just a... If they lost a fight there, that was the game.
Yeah, fair enough. It is very scary to walk into a Thresh Syndra. And
Speaking of... Thresh Syndra moving down the mid lane, and I really want to see VBU move to other lanes here, because it seems like they're just kind of trying to push this mid lane down.
Yeah, they're gonna keep mid lane buffed up while Camille works down the bottom lane turret. Set up for a nice 4-1. I think they're gonna move top lane, let Camille push bot lane. They're just gonna wait for the minion waves to be in the right spot before the Camille puts herself in any sort of danger.
Mid laners TPs are both up. Top laners, we're still waiting on. Complex will get his before Mad Jack gets his. So
Mad Jack kind of had the right idea, and now he's just kind of wandering in the jungle.
Now you're the problem. Now you're the caster curse.
Yeah, I'll take full blame for that.
2 cannons in that top lane there, and that's going to be a dead tower coming up now unless PLG makes something happen here. The hook coming through onto the Garen, but that's not the person you want. But meanwhile, Syndra dealing damage to the back line. Kiwi moving to the front line, but has no ability to move up there. Dudrazark gonna take the judgment, but it is not enough to take him down. Complex gonna get the knockup, but the Vigar stun does stun, but not enough for the ultimate to come through. Ace gonna get knocked up as well as Jinting. Meanwhile, Krivy gonna go down to the Sivir, and that will be the inhibitor, and that should be the game unless Ace Cakes and Jinting can make something happen.
Yeah, that is probably game 1 going over to VBU.
Towers are going to be going down there, and Mad Jack sitting top lane, or sitting bot lane there. As the knockup does come through, the stuns come through from the Syndra, and Jinting does go down. There are some respawns coming through as the Vigar cage and the Swain damage coming through, but it's still not enough as the Nexus goes down, and that will be game 1 going to Valor Bulls United Academy.
That was almost a great play, but sadly not able to pull it out. Our PLG. What a game! That was back and forth for the early stages, but then, Valor Bulls just putting their foot down, saying, "No, we got this." Oh, the
Yeah.
damage charts. Ow.
Yeah, the Syndra just doing a lot there, as well as, honestly, I want to give a shout out to Maximum for hitting a lot of really great hooks that tipped the game into VBU's favor. But we will get back to that once we get to Game 2. Don't go anywhere, as we do get into Game 2 of our gauntlet for the final spot in playoffs. We will be right back.
Ice cold, swimming against the tide. I wanna forget you, but you pull me in. I know this ocean is far too wide. I wanna forget you. Let me forget you. Push and pull, but you repel me, giving up this fight. Love and hate, rewrite the lines. I'm giving up this fight. You've lost, but I don't feel I have won. I wanna forget you, but only time will heal. Too late to erase the bad we've done. I wanna forget you. Let me forget you. Push and pull, but you repel me, giving up this fight. Love and hate, rewrite the lines. I'm
Hello everybody, welcome back as we are getting into our pro draft for game 2 of Pendulum Gaming versus Valor Bulls United Academy. Valor Bulls United Academy VBU has won game 1, and we are now on to game 2 where Pendulum has decided to go on the blue side.
Yes, and they have made a couple of role swaps. They did have to bring in one of their subs for game 1. They do have their intended roster right now. Jinting has moved to mid lane. Kiwi has moved from support to jungle. And Extendo Q has come in to play support. Ace Cakes has moved out.
Yeah, Ace Cakes is now no longer here. So, with that said, are we going to see any different bans coming through? And VBU do seem like they're going to ban away Zed and Dr. Mundo. And Pendulum taking away that Thresh there. Don't want to deal with that again.
Yeah, the double support ban, gotta feel nice as a support player. And Pendulum picking up the Ornn first pick. Oh, the Fiora counter pick.
Is that really a counter pick?
I mean, Fiora is kind of known for obliterating tanks.
I know that I've played this matchup and did well, but I also was probably playing against somebody fairly lower rank than I was, but I know like Ornn is one of the tanks that could just rush Bramble Vest, and that absolutely ruins Fiora. But that said, we are seeing Mordekaiser being picked up and Nautilus, so I think this is a Mordekaiser jungle. Or a mid lane. Mid lane is also possible.
It was probably going to the jungle. Let me do a little bit of a background check here. Santa Dylan. Let's see.
We are seeing the Kane coming through on Santa Dylan, though. And the Leona as well, as we get into our second ban phase.
Kiwi's the one I'm looking for. Yeah.
And the MF being taken away there. Don't want to deal with Nautilus MF, as that is a pretty powerful combination. Misfortune with any engaged support is just pretty potent.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and Sivir being taken away from VBU. Don't want to deal with that engaged potential with that kind of a team. And we are seeing the Amumu ban taken away, which is kind of interesting to me because my thought would be that is not, like, they already have their jungler, but
I don't think so. I do think that it's probably going to be a Mordekaiser mid, because Jinting is kind of a top lane player.
That does make sense, actually, yeah, now that you mention it. And there's that is locked in. We have a Teemo.
Wait.
Is this a bot lane Teemo? Or is this a mid lane Teemo?
This is a mid lane Teemo. Are we having the high special?
Oh, you know what this is? This is Teemo into the Mordekaiser because you can blind Mordekaiser.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Garen Jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have said I do think Garen has the fastest clear speed in the entire game right now. So this is a pog game right here, man. Look at the late game you have Fiora plus Vayne on the same team.
And Teemo?
And the Teemo. Like, what is this? This is Iron Bronze Silver at its finest.
You love to see it.
We really do love to see it.
Yeah, so I'm curious though what is going to be, because their mid lane and jungle could swap between honestly either of these two champions, I think. Although I think Teemo would absolutely annihilate the Garen.
Oh, like I do think they'll put the Fiora mid lane into the Mordekaiser. Because Fiora can parry the Mordekaiser ultimate.
Yeah. Or just the stun itself.
Teemo can actually kind of deal with Ornn until he gets ulted and then dies. But he can deal with them for the first couple levels.
In all honesty, Fiora will deal with anybody that they put against her.
Yes.
As well as Teemo. The question is, will Pendulum stall enough to get their tanks online and be able to get onto the Vayne? That is, in my opinion, what is going to be the epitome of what this game boils down to.
So, PLG, Complex locking in the Garen himself. I mean, they could pull some shenanigans and just lock in for the memes. But we do kind of expect this Garen to be going top lane. So is it Garen top, Mordekaiser jungle, and
Ornn mid? And they're going to be taking the Teemo into the mid lane as well, I would assume here.
This is going to be an interesting game.
Honestly, it's really just like, how well can PLG play when they are stuck in losing lane matchups in almost every lane?
Yeah. Because I do believe Vayne has a good time into Jinx.
Mm-hmm. Of course, that's always pretty dependent on support matchup there, but Leona is okay. Like, really, both bot lanes just want to farm. Yeah. As a support player myself, I always see like tank v tank and late game carry is just like the tank supports are pretty much just going to be sitting around until the jungler shows up.
Yeah. I can't even give like a prediction for this game. Like, it is 4 tanks in a Jinx versus a Vayne.
Honestly, I think one of the bigger things is going to be like vision control. Like, how are the teams going to handle being able to like make picks? Because I think that it's going to be really hard for PLG to try and force a fight against like the range that this team has, especially when you have the Leona ult that can be used to disengage. But if they get the flanks right, they can start some really great fights.
Yeah. I want to ask you a question. How many sweepers are they going to buy for this fucking Teemo?
Careful now.
Sorry.
Find. That's the second fine.
Find. How many sweepers will they buy for this Teemo?
I think you gotta have probably 3 or 4. At least 3, maybe 4.
Probably all of the tanks just run sweeper.
Yeah.
And then have Jinx with a Farsight.
Yep. That would be what I would do, but the question really is what PLG is going to do.
Probably not.
Probably
there will be
keep the yellow trinket the entire game.
Ornn will be the sole. Ornn and probably Nautilus will be the two with the red trinkets, because Ornn will have to deal with Teemo directly, and then hopefully the support swaps their trinkets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really kind of curious though, like what these jungle pathings are going to be, because we saw Save to Dylan on Kayn last game, but Mordekaiser jungle I really haven't seen, and like how you can really utilize Mordekaiser in ganks is just kind of like unknown to me.
Yeah, you're kind of relying a lot on Nimbus Cloak. You kind of walk in the lane, you smite them to run at them faster, and then you use your E-pole.
Mm-hmm.
Is kind of how it works. But good luck doing that to a Fiora, Teemo, and Vayne Leona.
The one thing that does like strike me here is like Mordekaiser is gonna never be able to get the passive off against Teemo, because Mordekaiser, in every combination that is going to get him his passive started, he has to auto attack at least once.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be very hard for the Mordekaiser, especially in this game, to do much. The Garen is also gonna struggle a little bit. Probably not as much Garen as we saw in the last game. It was doing some work. But we'll just have to see. We have a minute until we are loading into game.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. Like, a lot of it is going to just be how well PLG plays with the range disadvantage and how well VBU can play around their range advantage. Because like Teemo and Vayne, like they have to play at a range, but they're not super long range.
Yeah. You will have to watch the Ornn. The Ornn will and Nautilus are going to be the trump cards here. They're the two with the long range engage, and they're going to be the ones looking to murder this Vayne repeatedly in these
Yes,
fights.
you are right. I apologize. I need to update the score. I'm really bad at that. I apologize. Terrible streamer.
Reported.
Wait,
Fined.
no, that's the wrong team because I'm in the wrong... Because we're mirrored. You'd love to see it. Anyway, we'll be taking a quick break as we move into game, and we'll see you guys on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back, everybody, as we are into game 2 of our Gauntlet series. VBU are one win away from making it into playoffs and taking PLG out for the season. But the real question is going to be, can PLG make this heavy tank composition work, building around Tri-V as this Jinx?
Yeah, we'll be interested to see if they can pull it off. Just want to point out a couple interesting reads that we noticed on the loading screen. These are on the Teemo, taking Glacial Augment once again. And as well as Santa Dylan changing it up. He came away from the Conqueror. He is running Dark Harvest this game. Well, Deidre's art
playing with fire right now. I do apologize. I left the music on. I'm not a good streamer, guys. Don't make me stream and cast at the same time. It is not a great time. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, and he started Q as well. There's the Q from Complex getting down there. And so Jinting will take some damage, but Deidre's art also will be taking a bit. But that is actually, I would take that trade if I were Deidre's art. Because the sooner you can whittle down this Ornn in lane, the sooner you have lane advantage.
Hey, good luck whittling down an Ornn that started corrupting potion, though.
I mean, if there were a champion that could do it, I would think it'd be Teemo.
Yeah. Again, Kayn starting with the red buff, going into his Raptors. So.
And now just the normal start that we do see coming through. Mordekaiser, interestingly, starting the blue buff and going to Gromp now. Will be moving down towards Wolves, actually, going for the full clear. Ooh, good hook there from Extendo Q, and the flash has to be burnt by Wednesday there, so already a good lane advantage gained by PLG.
Extendo Q being really aggressive on this Nautilus. Getting those early hooks out. Trying to blow summoner spell. Yeah,
getting that level 2 on Nautilus, as somebody that had to play a lot of Nautilus last season, as we see the riposte come through now, Mad Jack getting the great trade come through.
That is not a fun matchup for Garen either. Like, Fiora just kind of wins against anybody they could have put up top lane.
But yeah, getting that level 2 on the Nautilus there, especially against a Leona who can counter-engage you on that level 2, you definitely want to be able to get that early advantage.
Yep.
Now we are see Jugglers
farm kind of across the board.
Jugglers fighting over Scuttle Crab though, and ooh, great flash hook getting onto Santa Dylan. Has to burn the flash, but he's on the wrong side there, and the ignite is burning down, and it's going to be first blood onto Extendo Q there.
That was really good from Extendo Q. He's been playing really good even in these really early stages of this game, and that is...
Oh, it doesn't...
That is a...
There we go. There's the Teemo down.
Sadly, when you blind the Ornn when he goes to auto you, he doesn't consume the stack.
Yeah, but the blind is nowhere near long enough at this point in the game. Has to get some more levels in it for it to be useful.
Garen able to trade back in these fights early on. But this matchup probably won't get any better for the Garen. It'll just get worse.
I would like to see this Garen rush like a Bramble Vest, to be honest.
Yeah.
His Bramble Vest is just an item that Fiora gets completely destroyed by.
Yep.
In my limited top lane knowledge.
We'll see if Complex decides to go with the Trinity Force Rush.
Oh, he does have a friend up in top lane, Santa Dylan, just getting the thumbs up. Just wants Santa Dylan just wants the orbs, man. He's not here. He's not here for the summoner spells or the lane control. He just wants orbs.
Yeah.
The trade does come through. Jinting gonna struggle a little bit through it. Does now have the Bomby Cinder there, an item that Ornn makes absurd use of.
Yeah.
And we are seeing the dragon going on the bottom side there. Mordekaiser and Nautilus gonna be taking it. Maximum wants to try and check that, but I don't think it's really safe to.
Yeah, it should be a fairly villain on the top side, not unable to respond. You see Complex having level 6. Mad Jack kind of running low on mana.
Yeah, this is probably the one point that Garen's going to have any kind of advantage in lane. The mana going to be Fiora's downfall for right now.
I'm waiting for the Call of the Forge guy from Jinting. Because I do think Ornn can...
oh, Maximum going in there, though, under the tower.
That's also aggressive.
Yeah, here comes the Call of the Forge God. You called for it, and now the flash comes through on Deidre. He may get the better of this trade now. It may have stayed a little bit too long, but the level up makes sure that Jinting is in no danger of dying in that lane.
Yeah, good flash from Deidre. Not allowing the Ornn to get the knock up, and that would have been for sure his death. Looking at the rest of the lanes, he is falling behind a little bit on the Ornn, but that's kind of expected. You're just there to kind of soak the XP. Santa Dylan having about a 2-camp lead in the jungle.
Yeah, and as of right now, a pretty slow game, all things considered. We're going to be seeing the ultimate coming through on Kiwi coming very soon. Should be getting it off this or the next camp.
Yeah, you should get that off of Grunt. We'll look to see what kind of gank path he goes for. Now he is level 6. Should
does not get it yet. How close is he? Let's see here. Oh, he's actually got a little bit to go.
Yeah, Santa Dylan already level 6 himself. I mean, we do see the lane swap coming out.
Interesting.
That PLG coming in with the early lane swap. The dragon is down. The plates are still up. We'll see if there is any sort of response.
I really like this.
Yeah, Garen shouldn't have too hard of a time dealing with the Vayne early on.
Not only that, but Fiora needs more gold than Garen does.
Yeah.
So starving Fiora is going to do a lot more than starving Garen. That will be the Rift Herald now, especially because there is no objective to fight for on bot side. Bringing your extra people up is going to do a lot for your team there. So a really great macro call, honestly, from PLG.
Yeah, it's nice to see even teams at this elo trying to get advantages just from macro play. We'll see what they are able to accomplish with that Herald. There are plates available in all lanes. The Mordekaiser's probably going to go bot lane to help out the Garen that is getting shoved into the tower.
Yeah, probably to just avoid getting tower dove here.
He's just going to go back on his merry way, farming away.
Yeah, neither jungler really having much impact in this early game. As Complex does go in there, but I don't know if he really wanted that, and he's going to get stunned up by the Leona, and that will be a dead Garen here, going down to the Vayne with the flash burnt. Wanted to make sure that that gold got onto the Vayne, so did burn the flash. And now, Vayne has a kill in her pocket. And how much is that gonna let VBU back into this game?
Yeah, that misplay from the Garen being too far forward. it's a Leona, man. That she can CC lock you for so long.
It seemed like Complex saw Vayne and did not see Leona and thought, now's my time to go on Vayne. But gotta have some object permanence when the champions aren't there. There still could be in the bush. Jintig struggling with these Teemo shrooms, but we'll just dash away.
Yeah, it does look like Valor Bulls is going to go for this Wind Dragon that has just spawned, and it looks like PLG has decided, you know what, let's swap back.
They got what they wanted out of it, I think.
Yeah, for the most part, they were not able to get any plates top lane, but they were able to secure the Rift Herald.
Will be Cloud Dragon now going over.
And we do see that Garen is rushing the Trinity in this game, which I do think is a mistake.
Yeah, not even getting boots as of yet, especially against Fiora, as the hook does come through on Maximum, gets stunned up, gets now Chompers down. Maximum does not get the... Oh no, here comes the ultimate. Yeah, Maximum does not get the root down and will die to the Jinx ultimate, as the TP also came through from the Ornn, and now they're going to be pushing two different lanes. Somebody's got to respond somewhere. As the hook comes through onto Wednesday there, and he's just going to get blown up. The damage coming from these tanks is too much, as Fiora wants to take out the Rift Herald, but this seems...
Kiwi?
Kiwi? Buddy? Kiwi? Also, Santa? Dylan? Buddy?
We're just saying how these teams were playing so well early on in this game. We cast our curse the entire game. Right? Oh.
But in all honesty, even so, like, it was... So, first of all, it was an execute. It didn't go to anybody.
Yeah.
Mad Jack didn't hit him.
Yeah.
See, guys, if you play a tank that has Bomby Cinder, you would have gotten that kill.
Ah, there it is.
That's... See? You gotta think a little bit
Or
more there.
Yeah, man.
Oh, you're cutting out a little bit there.
Or if you had the Tiamat on the Fiora.
Yeah. That's also a possibility. But, yeah. Will be a huge two full-plated towers going down in the outer lanes. And
I don't even know how Kiwi started tanking that tower. Because it didn't look like he hit Mad Jack.
Maybe the passive. Maybe had the passive going. But I don't even know how you would have gotten that. Oh, they are just walking right around those troops.
Walk in the middle of the lane, man. Everyone knows. Just walk in the
They were
middle
just
of the
like
lane.
right around them. Oh my goodness. Now they're trying to evade this jungle, but they've got friends coming. I don't know if they really want to go for this. Kiwi farming up the blue buff there. Jintig gonna take some damage there. Did rush the Sunfire Cape despite being against that Teemo. Does not seem to view Teemo as a threat.
Despite... Yeah, I can see that, I guess. Orange just so naturally tanked that he can kind of just deal with the Teemo. Does...
So that is going to be the engage now. The pull coming through on Mordekaisers. We do see our first sweeper from our Mordekaiser. Everybody, golf clap.
Yeah. Funny enough, the jungler having his sweeper before the support. It does look... Actually, the Teemo himself having a sweeper. Trying to keep himself out of vision.
And now the...
Who got that red buff? There was a fight between the Vayne and the Ornn. The Ornn did secure the red buff.
Ornn does get that, and now there are more shrooms being placed all around as the Rift Herald, the second Rift Herald of the game being taken. But don't think that Santa Dylan wants to let that one go for free. Teleport coming through, but Complex is just taking hits as he just goes in and will be half health before he even gets into the fight. And now Extendo Q, all alone in here, does not have the Jinx for follow-up here. They need to make sure that that Jinx is there, as the Mordekaiser ult does go down. It is a fight between the junglers now. Kiwi gonna be taken just out of the realm there, does not get the kill. The flash comes through, and Santadillum will just Q back over the wall, and nobody dies in this fight as the Teemo Shrooms are just ravaging PLG.
Okay. Couple of ultimates not used. The two big engage tools from PLG not used. The Call of the Forge God as well as the depth charge.
Yeah, it didn't seem like PLG were entirely on board with taking that fight. They were just kind of like just moving around it, didn't want to take it entirely. But now Jinting looking for this Fiora, but is 2 levels down. This Fiora has been able to solo farm pretty effectively.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit worried because they don't have any grievous wounds yet for that Fiora.
Now the Rift Herald did get taken by Santadillum, and the buff was used by the Teemo there. And here comes the Mountain Dragon as the Ornn ult coming through. Santadillum just thrown around like a game of pinball and will go down. So now the jungle should be able to confirm the dragon, but the fight is still going on. Vayne in the backline trying to burn through these tanks, but she does not have a good way into the fight. Now she's trying to move forward.
And nope, not even a Blade of the Rune King.
Yeah, and Magic going really far forward, does not get the kill onto Cry-V now. And now here comes the cavalry, the tanks just blowing up the rest of the team as the Jinx does get the double kill. The smite does go through, and oh my god! This early smite allows the Mountain Dragon to go through, and now Kiwi will just die anyway!
Oh my god. This is where everybody on the side of PLG buys a sweeper.
That point has already passed.
Oh.
So while it seems that PLG win the fight now, as Jinting will be taking tower, actually, we are not done here. Jinting needs to flash out, and Santadillum will be going down again. The hook onto Maximum will keep him in place, but he is pretty tanky on this Fiora, or not on this Fiora, this Leona, but will still go down as the trading of tower aggro. Well played by PLG, as they will get the tower down. Complex needs to run, though. So they actually, no, they're going to engage onto Wednesday. He's going to take a lot of damage now. The Garen does not have the ult, but does not need it. And now, one by one, it seems like VBU are just walking into teams.
Oh, boy. What is this game? This is 13-2.
Yeah,
and one of those kills was to a mushroom from an already dead Teemo.
Mm-hmm. The other one was from an over-engage by Complex.
Yeah. And the team that only has 2 kills has more dragons.
Yeah. Well, that's partially because of the Teemo, because the ticking poison required Kiwi to smite early.
Okay.
But you know what we say, it's never over till it's over. We are not seeing diamond level play, so anything can and will happen.
Ooh. For this 20 minutes in the game, and he still does not have form yet.
Teachers are going to be just kiting through those mushrooms now, but Santadillum, you're going to the wrong base there, buddy. We'll be just using the blast cone. He's gonna just walk right into the Garen, and that's gonna be the dead jungler once again. 0-5 now, and now we have the Ornn Horn coming through. Will just hit the Leona, not super bad, but she is going to get the ultimate blown out from her. Teemo using the blind to make sure that Leona doesn't get hit anymore, but the rest of the team will be coming through, and this is going to be a mid tower that is going to take a lot of damage, if not just go down.
That's a funny interaction.
Oh, hit the mushroom!
They did the mushroom.
As we are seeing the mid tower go down, Santadilla going in once again and going back down. I'm a little concerned with Santadilla at this point in the game, as we are seeing the flash forward from Shape Tri-V, and Deidre's Art now just kiting out the Fiora here to save the day, make sure the tower does not go down, and it is just the tanks left. Fiora has the ability to chase people down. Will she be able to get that proc? She does. She gets the shutdown, and I don't know if that ult is going to do anything, Kiwi. You are just going to die.
Oh. Mad Jack coming in clutch with the Fiora, finally getting himself on the board, cleaning up at the end of that fight.
And now, as they pick up the scraps, VBU able to push these lanes out. We are seeing a dragon come up in a minute. Mad Jack is pretty much just the carry of this team at this point. The Vayne is very far behind. Jinx 5-1. Ornn 3-1-10. There's just so much. They have to rely on this Fiora split push to win this game, I would think.
Yeah, what is Kayn? Does Kayn exist?
What is a Kayn?
And is he still? He has a serrated dirk in his inventory.
He seems like, I would assume, combine that with the Dark Harvest, it has to be Assassin Kayn, right?
You can run Assassin Kayn, or you can run Rost with Dark Harvest. It's just like, and there's the boots of mobility. I disagree.
As we are seeing the dragon go down now, it is going to be Fiora going in 1v5, but you're not that strong there, buddy. Stooges Art tries to get this top lane now. Santa Dylan going to be taking a lot of damage. 2 levels down. Does not realize that Bush is warded and will just die once again. Oh my goodness.
Ornn, I think you need an adaptive helm.
might want to get an adaptive helm, not an abyssal mask. You're not gonna amplify anybody else's magic damage, really. Mordekaiser has enough pen built in that it's not gonna help.
Yeah.
But we are seeing the inhibitor in the bot lane go down now. Tri-V gonna be able to burn that down pretty quickly, and they will push that just back out.
Yep. Mordekaiser gonna get the mid turret as well. Oh,
now
no.
Jinting gonna be going a little bit too far forward now, and here comes the ultimate from the Mordekaiser. Will go on the jungler, but now Extendo Q does get onto Wednesday, has to back off now, and Mad Jack has to be the solo carry for this game, but is flashing away. Here comes Wednesday with the ultimate, does get hit by the Nautilus hook, and now it is just PLG walking into the base, the TP coming through. This should be the end of the game.
Should be.
You never know.
Let's see how much
more
damage.
Teemo shrooms coming through, and now they're trying to get the tower down. Here comes the Ornn Horn. Teemo just getting bounced around. Will die once again, and now Mad Jack going down. That is the ace, and now PLG taking us to a game 3 to fight for the final spot in playoffs.
Oh boy. Cleaner game. Like there's a couple of questionable, but that was definitely a better game from PLG. Pulling it out, that's a lot of Jinx damage. Essentially matching what the Syndra was doing from the last game.
Yeah, and honestly, a great turnaround from PLG after that first game. But we will see who comes through and wins it all going into playoffs. Coming up, Game 3, the decider. Don't go anywhere, guys.
I'm on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air.
Be woo woo.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Game 3 of VBU Academy versus Pendulum Gaming, the fight for the final spot in playoffs. As we see VBU Academy and Pendulum Gaming getting into our last picks and bans of the series. VBU will be on the blue side. And what are we going to see these teams pull out next?
I have no idea. We do have a couple of, I guess, role swaps, mid-series role swaps coming from VBU. Maximum and Santa Dylan swapping their roles. Maximum is now the jungler, and Santa Dylan is now the support. We do see the Urgot ban and Morgana ban staying. Garen finally taken away from Complex,
yeah.
From Pendulum.
A champion that seemed to just win every time, and the Ornn being taken away too, so Pendulum not going to have access to the same composition at all.
Yeah, it is weird that VBU having first pick and banning the Ornn away. It shows that they're not willing to play it themselves. And not forcing Pendulum to ban it themselves. Malphite locked in.
Malphite being taken, the Nautilus. They're just going to swap up the champions and run the same comp, aren't they?
Yeah, probably. Lux and a Moo. Ooh, a Moo locked in for VBU. Gonna have that damage amp for Lux when Curse of the Sad Mummy procs.
And a Shen being taken as well in the top lane, so what would be assumed Shen versus Malphite, that is actually a lane matchup that Shen is going to pretty much enjoy.
Yeah, Shen should be able to kind of run over Malphite. Oh, is this another bait and switch?
No. Is this the top lane Cho'Gath? Which is still fine for Shen, honestly, but it's just what the game with Pendulum is just, where are these champions going?
Yeah. I would not be surprised if this team even throws the Nautilus mid top.
Jungle Nautilus, here we go.
Hey man, my team won Bronze Silver Finals with Nautilus Jungle like 2 years ago. It was the greatest fucking thing ever.
Find.
Damn.
And now we are seeing, the Sivir and the Jinx being taken out, so we are gonna see some new AD carries come through. I'm not sure that VBU VBU will want to go with the Vayne once again, because that did not seem to work out terribly well for them.
Yeah, maybe Tristana, like they did game 1, is probably what I'm expecting. That's what I kind of expected Pendulum's second ban to be, but taking away the Diana. Which is weird considering, unless that, I'm fairly certain, actually, yeah, that is a Lux support, more than likely.
Yeah, quite possibly. We have seen Lux more in the support role than we have in the mid lane role as of late. I'm not a fan of it, but it is what we are usually seeing.
Yeah, Misfortune also dropped away. Pendulum gonna pick up the Ashe, another, not as much of a hyper carry as a Jinx, but Ashe can put out a lot of DPS.
I don't like this, honestly.
Yeah,
it is not enough damage. You cannot build a composition around just protecting Ashe.
Unless they pull out something like a Cassiopeia mid lane.
Yeah,
Ezreal and Ahri going to be locked in for VBU.
And now what is the final pick from Pendulum? It has to be something special coming out here, because if it is just your average run-of-the-mill burst mage mid laner, I don't think Pendulum's going to have enough damage in this comp.
Wait a minute. Let me... Is this a Cho'Gath jungle?
I'm actually speechless.
I am too. What is this game?
This is... it has to be Cho'Gath jungle.
I mean, like, unless you're a Renekton one-trick, I don't see you jungling Renekton.
I don't see he can't. His cooldowns are too long.
I know that the jungler for my team, or no, the support for my team is a Renekton main. So he has played a Renekton jungle. The clear speed is what kills him.
Yeah, because the cooldowns are too long.
I don't even know. We'll have to see where they lock in.
So here's my thought. I think it's Malphite mid, Renekton top, Cho jungle. That's what I think it's going to be.
I think it's Renekton top, Malphite jungle, Cho'Gath mid.
That's also a possibility, but
Kiwi has lobby control. 3.
Kiwi buddy, just start the game. We can't stay here forever.
There we go.
Hey.
It can make us stay here forever.
Yeah, so now I think honestly too, like the thing that upsets me more just is like, how is damage going to come through? Because whoever is that mid laner, whoever they throw in the mid laner has to be building some kind of AP.
Yeah.
Like, we have to see either AP Cho'Gath or AP Malphite. Because otherwise the Ashe is just not going to be enough to output enough damage.
What if they both go AP?
That's also possible. I actually wouldn't hate that. If it is jungle Malphite, it has to be AP Malphite. That's the only way he can clear.
Yeah, let me pull up Kiwi's match history. Let me do a thing. Not recently playing those any of these spicy junglers.
Yeah, well, we will find out pretty shortly here. I would assume this is going to be the Renekton, which, once again, Shen doesn't really terribly hate here, although they are hovering the Malphite. Now, will be the Renekton taken here.
No.
No, just pick the champion, please. I want to go to bed.
Is the Malphite being locked in for complex? They're gonna send Renekton they know we're confused, but that's not one thing we're confused about.
Yeah, so it will be the Cho'Gath mid, the Cho'Gath jungle, and the Renekton mid. There. So we will just see. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't like that matchup. I do not like Renekton into Ahri. Yeah. Ahri can easily cancel your dashes.
Yeah. It's like, I understand that Jintig is generally a top laner. So like giving Jintig a champion that is going to just function within his wheelhouse is good. But you're also putting, like, you're gonna showcase why Renekton is not generally taken mid except against, like, assassins.
Yeah. I would have preferred the Cho'Gath matchup, personally. Cho'Gath should be able to sit there and kind of just keep the Ahri at bay.
Yeah. But that is not going to be the case, as it will be the Amumu taken against the Cho'Gath here. And I have not, so I played Cho'Gath top a good bit, and that's because I'm a filthy just full tank Cho'Gath player, and I just become an unkillable machine.
I'm in the same boat.
I like people will go for like the glacial augment build and go for the AP into the tank. I'm like, no, we're just going full tank. You're never going to kill me.
Yep. Unless your name is Vayne.
Yeah. But then you just flash R and eat her.
Yep. Yeah, fair. Yeah, I'm not favoring PLG in this game. I am VBU. I like their comp a lot more. It's much easier to execute, I think.
I don't think PLG's is hard to execute. It's just that it just cannot execute against this team. Like, there's so much poke in the bot lane, so Ashe and Nautilus are just going to not really accomplish a whole lot. Renekton is going to be shoved in and not able to trade with this Ahri at all. Cho'Gath has no ability to punish Amumu's early game, and Shen does not have any issues going up against a Malphite.
Yeah. Like I said, I think VBU just straight up obliterated PLG in the draft. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, I do kind of want to talk about what VBU's kind of like win condition is. Like, what does their comp do?
Pickoffs. That's probably the name of the game. If you do straight up team fight, I think they've still got the damage to just kind of burn. Actually, they don't really have any tank shred. Is going to be their problem.
Late game Ezreal will, but yeah.
It depends on his rune choice. I think if he goes something like press the attack, he might be able to.
Ezreal with press the attack.
Hey man, I like Ezreal with PTA. It's actually not too bad. Ezreal PTA, if you're able to get that proc, you make your target's vulnerable, so it makes it a little bit easier to kind of burn through the tanks.
Yeah.
But other than, like, Umumu does have damage amp.
Yeah, Mumu will have the damage amp, which will help Ahri out, but honestly, like, the Ezreal late game, like, if you get to the late game, right, you have the Blade of the Rune King, you have the Armor Pen, you're able to at least do some damage to, you know, this Cho'Gath and the Malphite.
But Malphite's just gonna kind of press R.
Yeah, no, like I think if we hit like super late game, there is definitely a death ball situation where Ashe will be able to like burn through VBU, but really like early game is just gonna suck so bad, and Ashe's damage is never going to be like what you really need it to be with this kind of a composition.
Yeah, it just kind of sucks because the two champions you'd kind of want in this scenario would be the Jinx and the Sivir that are both banned.
Mm-hmm.
Because both of them kind of have that late game insurance policy of being able to dish out a lot of damage.
But
so
we will see how that shakes out as we get into the game. Going in, we will go to a quick break, but catch us on the outside of it as we will go straight into game.
Like a blazing flare, to stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here in Game 3. The teams are ready. We are hyped into this, as the winner will get the final spot in playoffs. Throw your votes in now. Here we want to hear what you've got, as I'm going to remove chat because that can get spicy sometimes.
It's just magic. Good luck and report the RE for being late coming out of base. Looking at this game, we do see just a Kiwi on the Cho'Gath with Glacier Log, Complex's Malphite with Comet. It'll be kind of hard to poke out especially a Shen that is running a Doran shield.
Yeah. But honestly, it's mostly just going to be a farm lane in that lane. That is going to be probably the easiest lane PLG have.
Oh, that Complex is chat banned, so he can't say good luck. Has to have his teammates say it for him. Oh boy!
Wow, you're even banned, like chat banned in custom games?
Yes. I've never been chat banned, but apparently,
I got chat banned once because twice, both times because I was just like, I was angry at people who were flaming other people, and I just wanted them to shut up and win the game. As we do get underway now, we are seeing the Amumu with pretty standard start, going for the Raptors pretty early. With that Tantrum, you're able to clear that camp pretty effectively.
Yeah, we'll see what route Kiwi decides to do on this Cho'Gath. Because I don't know, I just don't think Cho'Gath's clear speed is fast enough. I actually think the Malphite would have been the best jungler to have.
Yeah, more than likely, but I will say one thing that Kiwi will have is the objective control. Having both the Smite and the Feast does give a lot of ability if you time that right. Not having to work with someone else to time it, being able to control it yourself. There's a lot of control you have to be able to steal objectives.
Yeah. Push in the bot lane.
Complex just doesn't care about mana.
I do not think he is running mana flow.
We could check.
He should be. Yeah, he is running mana flow band.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's usually run mana flow, Scorch, Comet, and you get a lot of damage out of the Q.
And he's getting a little bit of poke off. It's not really gonna matter much in there. There's a Shen.
In all honesty, I don't see a whole lot happening early on in this game, as we are seeing now. Jinting going in. One of the things that I'm actually a little upset about with Jinting is running that Conqueror instead of the press the attack. Because you are not going to be taking long extended trades against this Ahri. Complex.
I don't think Shen's actually not winning this matchup early.
Yeah, no, the base damages on Malphite are pretty good, as we do see actually a very early gank from the bot lane now, and the first blood going on the Ahri has flashed straight into the Nautilus and just gave her a big hug and said, stay right here.
That was actually really funny. PLG with the early bot lane roam.
That's actually
spicy.
very intelligent, because you're playing on the fact that Ezreal can't push waves. He has no wave control in the early portions of the game, and Ash's wave control with the volley is actually very good.
Oh my god. Alright. Teachers are blowing the flash right into the Nautilus auto attack.
It just feels so bad. Jack taking this fight here. Will to win that one. Dodge field does a lot of work.
Yeah, Complex not having any mana to really trade back with the Shin.
Yeah, early Nautilus feels pretty terrible. Early Nautilus, early Malphite feels pretty terrible in terms of mana.
Yeah. Ash able to get the fairly early recall as well as the Ezreal, both of them back and getting their first components. Vamp Scepter for the Ezreal, get that stacking.
Yep. And that is generally this is generally kind of the point where you will be at your strongest versus Ezreal, at least in lane, because of just putting all that money just into the mana and not into any real damage stats. So we're seeing early dragon control. PLG really wants to get this objective.
I'm honestly surprised PLG isn't waiting until Cho'Gath is level 6 to do the.
Yeah, possibly not. Jintik going forward there will take the charm there, but doesn't care too much. Will heal up. Yeah, I think they just want to get these objectives down early. Especially the Cloud Dragon will allow Kiwi to get more ultimates off.
Kiwi is down a level.
Yeah, Kiwi is down a level, but they're pulling it out. Amumu went in there. They're fighting over that, as I'm sure we'll get over there, yeah. And now they're going to have to back off, and they're just going to give this over. Ooh, very close. As Kiwi will go down for that. Almost took it, but just 50 damage away.
Yeah. That level down, not very beneficial. Like we said, the Cho'Gath not having the clear speed.
Extendo. Sandadilla moving forward there on that Lux, but you can't face check into a Nautilus there, and that will be the flash down onto the Lux. Will get him down, and now Maximum going in there has the tankiness of the Amumu. Will be able to just take this Ashe down if they're not careful. We'll have to dodge the Bandit's Toss. Does get it, and the flash extendo just flashing, trying to block the Q, but it hits anyway.
He did block the W, which would have killed the Ashe.
And now Jintik going forward.
The W.
Yeah, honestly, great play there from the bot lane of Cryv and Extendo Q. Now Jintik moving forward, gets the stun down. Does not have the ultimate. Teacher's Art has to ult away just to stay alive. Jintik taking control of this lane, flashes forward, but the last charge of the ult, good move by Deidre's Art to keep a hold of that.
And Jintik making this run. Oh, not again.
That was Complex last game. Or no, it was Kiwi last game.
Oh, Cryv 2-0 on this Ashe, having the Bilgewater Cutlass. So this is what they want to see. If you are PLG, you want this Ashe to have the early damage.
Yeah, getting her ahead is absolutely what they need here, especially because we are just seeing the tank stats coming up from Malphite and Cho'Gath, so we'll not be seeing too much damage coming from them, although this Renekton is doing a lot better than I thought it would be.
Yeah. He did rush Murktred for the charm that he keeps running into. But it will delay his damage a little bit, but it doesn't look like he needs it. He just needs to survive for right now.
Once again, getting good trades off, understanding how to trade into these ranged matchups really well.
As we see the party back at base for PLG. It does look like there is a from PLG 2 games in a row. This must be something that they have firmly in their playbook.
Yeah, TP coming through. Jinting gonna be going in there. Has the Ash Arrow coming through. Teachers aren't gonna get hit by it, and Complex trips. But the Shen ult does not give enough to keep the Ahri alive now. And here comes Mad Jack. Blows the Emo. Knows that he is going to be going down. Has to blow the flash. Will stay alive with the flash, but Complex tripped and fell into the wall there.
Complex, please. Malphite is not that complex.
Malphite has one impactful ability. You can't mess it up, buddy.
It's not that complex of a champion. Where's my booze?
Yeah, but now
I worked hard for those booze.
And now Jinting going forward. It does, they do blow the TP just to keep that bot lane turret alive there, but are making their movements around the map heard. Now we are seeing another lane swap coming through, and I'm not sure I like this one as much, as Dragon will be coming up fairly soon. Ooh, Flash has to be blown from Kiwi to avoid that taunt.
Herald is being summoned. That should be the full turret going down.
Yeah, both early plates went down, so this should be now.
Or very close.
Yeah, it does get very close. And honestly, this feels really bad for Complex, because now you're laning up against an Ahri when you've been building armor.
He's been doing a really solid job of not letting Deidris get, like, any damage.
Yeah, able to just
and
keep
as
the
a
Ahri in check.
Malphite, once you get your ultimate up, you kind of just one-shot the Ahri.
Yeah, but seeing the jungler top lane does give Amumu the ability to take that dragon, so that will be the second dragon now as Inferno blazes across the map.
W on a tower.
Please. Wednesday, please. Wednesday. You get Sheen! You can Sheen proc it! You fool! Ash Arrow coming through though! Wednesday gonna get stunned by it, and the looks like that will be enough to keep them alive though. The Lux Binding doing a lot of work. Jinting back in the top lane though. Mad Jack. Looks like they want to keep this Malphite in the mid lane now.
This is probably at the point where you can kind of just one-shot the Ahri if the Ahri tries playing even a little bit up.
Jinting does blow the ultimate there to use to just stay alive after getting taunted under the tower. And now Wednesday gets the Nautilus ult, the big knock up from the Cho'Gath, but they don't just
Where's
eat him.
the feast?
Eat him.
Kiwi! Kiwi, where's the feast? He doesn't have any stacks.
Jinting and Complex missed another Malphite ult. We'll be going down now too, as that's just locked up, CC'd to oblivion. Deidre's Art gonna go down as well, and it's now just on to Maximum to try and get this done. We'll be just trying to run away there as the... Oh, no, wait, here comes the bind and the stun, the bandage toss coming through. Ezreal ult will take Scrivey so low. The Dark Harvest just barely not enough, but the Lux E will get it. And there comes the bind, the bandage toss, and a double kill onto Santa Dylan now.
I know stream cannot see this. My hand is in my face.
I'm having a great time.
Oh, that...
I see why play-by-play...
Complex, please!
I see why play-by-play casters like this. This is fun.
Complex, please.
Yeah, but the bigger issue right now, though, is Jinting is too big to be stopped at this point. He took out Shen under his own tower, took the tower, pushed it into the other tower, and now took the blue buff.
Oh, boy.
Oh wait, did Kuda cuss again? Is Kuda fined again? Did I miss it?
I don't think so.
Oh, here comes another Ashe ult, but
Malphite isn't there to follow up.
yeah, there was no Malphite ult, so I can't entirely blame Complex on that, but still.
Crybee's been really accurate with those Ashes.
Yeah, just turn off the
Like, I don't think he
hacks,
missed-
dude. You just
off the aimbot.
absolutely.
Ugh.
But we are seeing teams just start grouping up here now. Maximum looks like he wants to try and go for something, but is sitting on a ward. Jinting is back in the mid lane now, and we are going to be seeing a dragon coming up in about a minute as the Nautilus ult does go down onto Santa. But there comes the big Malf ult. Santa gonna be getting really low. Santa Dylan getting not low enough though as the Amumu ult comes through, and Extendo Q will be going down. Maximum taking a lot of damage in return. Cryvy has to kite back. Will not be able to put enough damage through onto the Amumu and the Shen as Deidre's Art wants to get this. Will go forward, ults in, but does not get the kill, but the Ezreal will. Jinting now trying to just get away, but the last auto will go through, and Santa Dylan does get it.
Oh boy. That's not what you want to see.
Yeah, VBU able to turn that fight around. What seemed like a bad engage turned into something worse as the Shen ult turned the tides.
Yeah, and then Complex and slashed away from the Lux, and then still got hit by the ultimate anyway.
Yeah, and honestly, I think this points out one of the weak points that Cryvy really has here. The Ashe is just not able to burn through the Shen and Amumu like they need it to, but they don't want to give this Rift Herald up. There's the TP coming through. Ashe ult, for the first time that I've seen, has missed. But that will chase them away from the Rift Herald. But that is a third dragon now on to VBU.
Yeah, it
Looks like we're going to get another fight. Cryvy gets taunted up. Will be stuck fighting the Shen. The Ahri does just go down, but Cryvy has no protection because they just all went onto the Ahri. Now Santa Dylan has to run around the red buff area. Will get out, but now the Shen is going down as well. And now the Feast did go down onto the Rift Herald. Wednesday blowing that heal just to try and stay alive, but that is a huge shutdown onto the Renekton now.
Oh, Wednesday. Arcane shifting forward. You would think he would have learned after last time he tried doing that.
Ezreal ult is blown to try and keep them away from the tower, but with Rift Herald, I have to imagine this tower is going to be getting chunked down here.
Yeah, that tower's probably going down.
Is the the knockup and the Malphite ult, everybody coming down. They don't need the Ashe here to take out the Ezreal, and that tower goes down as well. They're gonna try and make sure this Rift Herald does get the last charge through, and it will. Jinting is just the only person right now that is able to just get damage onto anybody.
Yeah, that Renekton, the Renekton mid lane coming through. He has been surprisingly playing very well this game.
That will be the tower going in return.
Jinting all over the map. He is getting collapsed on.
He does not have a TP to get out. He has to back here.
Oh, and they're
not gonna.
They're clearing wards.
Oh, he stopped his back though. He doesn't. Uh-oh, but Shen is here. He's sitting in the bush. Oh no, and now he showed himself. He has no E. He has no way out. He has to run now. Does have the ult, but will just get taunted up and taken down, and that's shutdown gold going over to Ezreal.
Yeah. Cast your curse! We were just saying how Jinting was playing so well. Cast your curse.
Red buff gonna be taken for Cryvy. Now they need to get this Cho'Gath up to level 11. Getting that extra health from that level 11, the level 2 ultimate, is big. The Ashult does go just a little bit wide. So Mad Jack is trying to split push into Oblivion there. Has the teleport and the Shen ultimate to show up to fights.
Let's see. Kiwi sitting on 4 stacks right now for the Cho'Gath. Of the monsters, 2 extra champions, so he has almost none of the minion stack from the Cho. So he's gonna want to start getting some of those, so that way, he has that extra health to survive these fights. A lot of Cho'Gath's power is his scaling.
Mm-hmm. As we are seeing vision being cleared for this dragon here, and PLG knows they have to fight for this, right? Because this is the soul if they give this one away. And with how their team scales, they need to make sure that BBU does not have access to that dragon soul.
Yeah.
Oh no, Complex just barely missing the Malphite ult once again. Will continue on forward, but is just going to back off now. So that is a key ability down leading into this dragon fight.
Too many more of those, Complex, and you're gonna get a compilation video made about.
You're gonna go on Maokai duty where you can't miss it. Now Shen just proxy farming here. Does not have to worry about this Malphite very much. To the point where he is not even building any resistances. Because the Shen is showing, they're going to try and go for this tower, but I don't think VBU wants to give it up too easily. Yamumu trying to go in, but will not get the bandage toss as the tower goes down.
I don't agree with how this game's been getting played out recently.
Now that is the dragon going to be started here, and they cannot give this up. Kiwi needs to get in there. Needs to get in there now, but that is going to go over, and that is the Dragon Soul now for VBU. That is going to be the engage there. It gets blocked by the bandage toss to Mumu there. He has the aftershock. He does not care, and here's all the damage coming through from the dragons they got. Cryvy has to flash away, but even still, Ezreal and Ahri will chase you down, and that is a blue buff once again going over. And that goes to the Amumu.
Yeah, they let the dragon sit a little bit too long on its own. And that was a pretty...
You are very much cutting out.
You are a little bit too. So I don't know who...
Discord?
Whose it is. It might be me talking just quiet.
No, it's roboting. It sounds like you are struggling.
Yeah,
but we have the engage for maximum. But I don't know if that's one he wanted because he does not have any team follow-up. There are 4 people there, and 80 carry or no, you're not going to survive 4 people on top of you.
Yeah, that is a number of ultimates blown for that. But I do believe that was a stack going over to Cho'Gath. So he is stacking up. Hopefully he becomes a late game monster that they will need him to be.
Where are we sitting on that stack counter? Still at 5. Only one of those has come from minions, so really needs to be trying to use that more on the jungle camps here.
And now you're at the point though where you're getting involved in too for every, or you're not gonna do very. Now he did go with the glacial augment, but he did not go with spooky ghosts.
That is an interesting decision.
Yeah, he decided to go Rod of Ages.
Honestly, Jungle Cho'Gath does not have a great rune to go, but like you kind of have to go Spooky Ghosts for that, right?
So, did you see VBU starting up the
Yeah, starting up the Baron.
Burning it pretty quick.
There is Vision coming through, but honestly, they're taking it down very quickly. PLG don't want to give it away for free, but they might have to as Jinting's getting caught out. He will dive in, does go on to Deidre's art, will get the Zonias to pop through, but the Baron gets through, and Jinting will blow the stopwatch. Maximum gets a huge Amumu ultimate, but there's no team to follow up. Jinting running away, though. Cryv cannot get into this fight safely, and will just have to run away, as it is a 1-for-2 and the Baron in favor of VBU.
Complex not getting his ultimate off in that fight. And that would have turned the tide had you been able to get it onto the Ezreal or the Lux. That support, quote-unquote support Lux, doing a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens when you get a Ludens and the workings of a Gunblade.
A Gunblade on a Lux.
It's for pushing towers, guys.
I don't even know what to say. Like, yes, he's winning the game. And yes, he's super fed. But
we are seeing now some Cho'Gath ults on minions.
yeah, use this downtime to try and get a few minion stacks.
And now we wait for VBU to make a call. As they have everything they possibly could in terms of neutral objectives around the map.
Yeah, it does look like the Shen's gonna just kind of park his butt up in top lane. His minions buffed up, try and get that turret down.
Kiwi and Cryv just fighting over the farm there.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see.
The mid lane will get shoved in there. There is an open inhib there. I would like to see the Shen up in that top side there and utilize that ultimate advantage they have.
Yeah, we'll see what PLG.
Ooh, Cryv has to run away there. Oh no! The ultimate snipes!
He was slowed from, I believe, the red buff that is on the Shen.
Yeah.
He was.
Wow. That was just Shen and Lux damage.
Yikes.
Titanic Hydra is a scary item. But that will be... Oh, and that will be the Amumu going in. The flash coming through from Cho'Gath, but that's not going to be enough to get out of the Amumu ultimate. Jinting very low. Going to be getting the bandage toss there. Has to flash back just into the base now. And Jinting is trying to get into the fight. The big Amumu ultimate, though, as the Shen ult comes through to keep Deidre's art alive. Maximum just barely stays out, and Kiwi now stuck on the bad end of a Shen, but that's still going to be Deidre's art going down. Cryv trying to burn this Shen down, but he is so very tanky, but with no help, he's almost certainly going to go down. The slows come through. A great binding, but not enough to keep Mad Jack alive.
Complex hit one.
You get one. You play Malphite, you always get one.
And that is Elder Drake that is up right now.
And now, oh no, Extendo! You gotta hit that, buddy! That is a Q that you cannot afford to miss right now. But they are still gonna go back, so this should still be an Elder Dragon that should go to Kiwi, especially with Feast and Smite being up.
Yeah, if there is some sort of steal,
that is Jinting
I
getting
will
in
eat
there.
my pants if when they
You
steal.
gotta be very careful with those statements. That was... That I saw
I
under
am not eating
500
my
health.
pants.
I saw under 500 health there, buddy. you need to be very careful with those statements.
I am not eating my pants, and I am happy about it.
Now, Jinting trying to fight the Shen, but honestly, at this point, I don't think Jinting can. The Elder Dragon buff will help it. Now Jinting is in a 1v2 situation, gets the charm through, is going into a trap though as everybody is there. The GA is going to get popped, and I don't think Jinting is going to be getting out of this.
Yeah. Gotcha, baited.
Big bait there as Santa Dylan takes some damage.
Yeah, this is where we start seeing what you had pointed out in Champion Select. They just don't really have the damage to burn through more than one person from the side of PLG. Get a really good mouth fight. I just don't see it happening.
The Shen getting knocked up. The burns coming through. And really just the base is getting ravaged right now. They're protecting this inhib turret, but their base is just dying as that is the first Nexus turret down. Now red buff.
Oh,
Maximum just takes it away.
That was kind of rude.
And Baron is on the menu, and this has to be a hero play from Kiwi, and VBU know it. They're trying to just
does not have
it.
flash to get himself in.
They're trying to two-man it, but the Ash Vision will get them the ability to see, and there is not even going to be a contest here, as just keeping the base alive is enough of a chore.
Yeah, should be the final coming for VBU. As we see, he's getting Bleed Staff, Ezreal, Last Whisper, and Thornmail on the Amumu.
And that is a very scary Amumu too. That is an Amumu you are not going to do much damage to.
Yeah, and
he is going to hurt
Amumu's
you.
still gonna do half your health if you're Cry.
And now the Elder Dragon buff is off, and there will not be another one for another 3 minutes, so VBU have nothing to worry about in terms of objectives. It is just back to pushing in this wave and trying to get these towers on their Nexus rather down.
Yeah. As long as they take it kind of slow, just don't
do what you did last time.
Yeah. Don't throw.
Don't throw, forehead. There's a damage coming through onto Kiwi, and there is half the health. Maximum hits that. May not have been ready for that one as he has to flash away, but Kiwi is gonna be stuck going back to base, and Jinting has an ultimate down. Wednesday pushing in this as Complex does hit the ultimate, and that is going to be half of Wednesday's health and a shift away, but
that is a tank Malphite, though.
Yeah, they're beefy. I just don't think they have the damage to take these people out. Kiwi is back to full health. Rupture does not hit, but that is the inhibitor down, and that is 3 inhibs down now.
Yeah, should be.
Shift him forward there, Wednesday. Buddy, we talked about this.
Yeah, look at all those minions flooding into the base.
Krivy getting hit, and that's going to be the death of the Ashe. Jinting trying to do anything he can, but really there is just a lot of beef and nothing to show for it. Kiwi going to be going down, Jinting going down, and that is going to be the series and the playoff spot going to VBU.
Congratulations to Valor Bulls, Academy. That was a series, man. That was kind of back and
Games
forth.
were played. They existed.
I think that was the longest game of the series at 34 or 35 minutes.
I think the first game was longer, but I do not remember.
I don't remember either. But that was an entertaining series, though. I think we can agree.
Absolutely. And honestly, like, you have to give props. I think PLG came back in game 2 and really showed a lot of improvement, a lot of better calls, and it was great, but gotta call the draft into suspect for PLG in game 3, because there was just not enough to burn through the rest of VBU's team.
Yeah, but the Ash, not enough to burn through multiple tanks in a fight. You really do need something like a Jinx or something to that effect. But anyways, congratulations to them.
Yeah, and with that, we will be calling it a night. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Make sure you tune in next week as we do get into the playoffs, see which teams rise to the top and who our champion will be. But for now, I've been Thousand Eyes. This has been Kuda. Thank you all for watching, and good night.
See you, everybody.
I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Burning the bridge that keeps us. I'm here and I'm feeling fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear outweighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.